Welcome to the Healing Insights 70-day course. We are on day 33 as we continue with step 3, mindset. My healing insight for today is save for the rainy day. This healing insight was shared with me as a child, but I never applied it to my life. Sadly enough, I didn't listen to my grandmother when she would tell me to save for the rainy day. She was from the era of the Depression, so she understood this well. She knew how times could change in the blink of an eye, and how challenging times could linger on. She even tried to teach my children the same healing insight. She would tell them, put half of your money in the bank and spend half. That way, when you're old enough to drive, you can buy yourself a car. But because I didn't reinforce this insight, their savings ended up being spent before it could amount to much. I have had financial dilemmas throughout my life, and now, as I have been on this journey of self-development, I realize that this has been a common theme in my life. It is based on my self-worth, false beliefs, and old programs that I have around money. The biggest financial burden that I faced was when my health crashed and I was not working. My husband was out of work again in 2015 for an entire year. I contemplated going back to work part-time so that way I could bring in some income for the rent. Thank God for family, because between my 2 sons and my husband's family, we were blessed to be able to survive that year. However, it was highly stressful, and it made me realize that Maslow's hierarchy of needs is not just a theory that I learned while working on my early childhood degree. This theory states that when your basic needs are not met, then your higher level needs are affected. There are 5 levels of needs for us to feel happy and fulfilled as human beings. The 5 levels are from the bottom up. Physical needs like food and shelter, safety, love, respect, and self-actualization, which are higher level needs, include self-esteem, creativity, and problem solving. It made a lot of sense. If you can't even have a meal, then how are you going to be able to be creative or problem solve? Think about it. Talk about being in a constant state of stress. This one time that I should have listened to my grandmother's wisdom, I didn't. I regretted not having anything to fall back on. Yes, I had set up savings accounts in the past, but I would always end up getting into it for things that were not an emergency. So I had nothing that I could even call a savings. I felt disgusted because I had chosen to be foolish instead of trying to set aside some money for the rainy day that felt like a hailstorm. I often wonder why I, like many people, have chosen to learn the hard way. It makes so much more sense to learn from others, so we don't have to suffer needlessly. But for some reason, this was a lesson that I was either going to learn or that it would defeat me. It is difficult to stay hopeful when the chips are down. Some days I didn't know if I was coming or going. I just kept my headphones on and kept blasting new knowledge and success stories into my brain. It was the only thing I could do to keep myself from losing any ground. I had seen improvement in my body and in my life, and I was not going to stop now. I am the optimist in the family, and I always knew that we would be blessed with the money we needed right when we needed it. I guess I was using the power of the law of attraction. I just had no idea what was happening. I placed my faith in a higher power and felt it in my heart that we would be taken care of. In January of 2015, I had another pelvic surgery that included exploratory laparoscopy, lysis of adhesions, removal of endometriosis, and cyst from my right ovary. A cystoscopy, hydrodistension extended 30 minutes. I told myself that I was going to get back to my physical activity and yoga ASAP. I also told myself that I was not going to need pain medication. I only needed 2 morphine pills. I added upper body stretches and isometric exercises to maintain the strength in my muscles within the first week. I was told not to do yoga for 6 weeks, but I did start restorative yoga and bridges within a couple of weeks. I was feeling better in every aspect. Somehow, I believed that if I just kept applying these techniques to my life, that my body would respond in a positive way, and it did. Even though as a society, we may not have been taught a specific name for the law of attraction, or we may not have been taught how the process works in school, college, or the job site, but it has worked for all of us at some time or another. It is obvious that the power of positivity can make an enormous difference in your life. So just know that when you can rise above the current situation you are in, no matter how difficult, you can make positive things happen in your life with positive thoughts. The activity, soul-searching questions, and daily challenge can be found in the workbook under day 33. Pause the video now if you need to print out the worksheet or if you just need to grab your notebook and a pen. The activity I have chosen for you today is called Positive Thought Piggy Bank. Just as we need to save for the rainy day financially, we need to save for the rainy day emotionally. Instructions. List 10 positive thoughts on the Positive Thought Piggy Bank activity sheet. Either print or rewrite each thought on a separate piece of paper. Place the paper into the Positive Thought Piggy Bank and save it for a rainy day. When you need some inspiration, read one thought out loud to set a positive intention. So you will have a worksheet so you can list your positive thoughts and then you can print them and cut them out or rewrite them, however you choose. Soul-searching questions. What emotions did you feel as you were writing these positive thoughts? What events came to your mind as you were writing these positive thoughts? How do you think setting a positive intention will help you heal, will help you create the life you deserve? Daily challenge. Turn hope into action. Save for the rainy day. Start saving today. Save loose change in a piggy bank to get started. Use apps like Acorns to invest in stocks. Purchases on your bank card are rounded up to the next dollar and invested for you. It's very simple. Use apps like Coinbase to invest in digital currency. You can purchase as much or as little as you want. All right, I will see you in the next video.